I speak with Warren Sapp directly. Haters will be blocked. Please forward this video until it reaches President Trump. This is a desperate cry from the residents of Florida. This video is based on official police records.
The first bill, SB 184, is going to prohibit the harassment of a police officer or first responder when they're actively doing their job. You shouldn't be in a situation where you're at a traffic stop, you're responding to a call of someone in distress, and then you have people come trying to interdict or trying to harass you from performing your duty.
Tune fare, 734. All right, 734. Yeah. I'll take that.
So if you do that, we view that as a problem, and now you're going to be held accountable.
You are watching S3 News.
President Trump has ordered the shutdown of the first nationwide database that tracks misconduct by federal police officers.
So the creation of the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database required that all federal law enforcement agencies screen personnel, all of them. Now, the objective, prevent officers with a history of abuse from moving in between departments. The Justice Department confirming to the Washington Post this week the database has been shut down by President Trump.
The National Law Enforcement Accountability Database kept receipts on corrupt officers throughout the country. It was launched in 2023 and tracked dirty cops switching states after getting fired.
The move to shut down the tracking system comes as part of President Trump's recent executive orders. Agencies can no longer check the database for records of current and former federal law enforcement officers who have criminal convictions and terminations related to misconduct.
It's terrifying to know dirty cops can switch states without being detected by their new department. I wonder why Trump would get rid of the database and allow corrupt officers to remain in uniform.
A scary time, and this is a really bad sign for civil rights for all Americans. For example,
you are watching S3 News.
If you sue a doctor, you can go and look on a national list. Has this doctor ever been sued before? Are there other issues? Do I need to look at something else? And we never even had that for police officers.
There are almost 20 million felons in the United States. Most of them struggle finding work and a decent home because of their past. If they are still forced to deal with their mistakes, why aren't officers held to the same standard? This was the White House response sent in to the Washington Post. Pause it if you want to read the entire thing. But he basically said the database was full of woke concepts and made communities less safe. They said he closed it day one because he is committed to giving our brave men and women of law enforcement the tools they need to stop crime. I don't see how keeping dirty cops on the street makes communities more safe. Does this mean President Trump would be okay with Deputy Joseph Gracie still serving? Getting rid of the database allows corrupt officers like him to remain under the radar. If you watch my recent videos, then you know. On December 1st, 2013, at 2 a.m., Deputy Joseph Gracie was responding to a domestic violence call. He was driving westbound on State Road 70 at a speed over 95 miles per hour. This was very dangerous considering the speed limit was only 35 where he was traveling. In addition, he didn't have his emergency lights or sirens activated while speeding.
Elizabeth Ariano and Hills Madrano were driving to get a late-night snack.
They were at home and they're like, oh, we're hungry, we're going to go get something at McDonald's.
He killed 2 young innocent girls and was never charged or sent to jail. I've already exposed less than 2 months later he was awarded Officer of the Year by the Sheriff's Department. I know my core listeners are sick of hearing the Joseph Gracie story and I can't blame them. But if President Trump deleted the database, does this mean he supports officers like this serving? I know President Trump is a busy man and isn't aware of Deputy Joseph Gracie. But I've been asking myself how he could possibly be given Officer of the Year after killing 2 innocent girls. Many officers commit crimes every day because they know there will be no punishment. Getting rid of the database gives dirty cops even more freedom to break the law. Most people never even think about the corrupt officers working inside jails and prisons. Correctional officers have nobody watching them and can easily violate inmates inside the jails. Only 38% of incidents with prison staff engaging in sexual misconduct against an inmate result in legal action, according to the Department of Justice. The report covered the sexual victimization incidents from 2016 to 2018. Authorities reported 2,229 incidents conducted by staff members during that period. 2/3 of those who engaged in sexual misconduct were female, while almost 70% of those who engaged in sexual harassment were male. Officers charged with sexual misconduct were only disciplined 44% of the time. If you've been keeping up with the series, then you know about Deputy T.J. Brock. He was a veteran who had sex with juvenile and adult offenders in prison, plus provided drugs and alcohol. The Sheriff's Department was well aware of TJ's crimes, but ignored all complaints against him. TJ Brock had 28 years of service before he was finally arrested on October 20, 2009. Deputy Brock was later charged with sexual battery by a law enforcement officer and sexual misconduct between detention facility employee and inmate. He was booked into the Okeechobee County Jail under a total bond of $100,000. Records indicate that he posted bond and was released after just 3 hours. He pleaded guilty but only received probation and never went to jail. The Okeechobee system is very corrupt, and it's a shame he didn't receive any time. I hate to say this is very common, and cops are rarely disciplined for violating inmates. I don't understand why Trump would cancel the database and allow officers like this to serve. Would you want Deputy Brock patrolling the same streets your children play on? I know President Trump has never heard of TJ and is most likely unaware of the corruption in Okeechobee. That's why I want to lay it out clearly for him to see. The Sheriff's Department has bullied the hardworking citizens for years, and they've never had someone speak up for them. The sheriff himself has absolutely no respect for the public and doesn't even hide it.
2019 of Ms. Chandler asking you about waiting for an appointment. And you respond, well, who needs to be tased, arrested, or beat up to get it done? Were you just joking when you said that?
Correct.
Okay.
If you've kept up with this series, then you're well aware of everything Sheriff Stephen has got away with during his career. I'm not going to dig back into everything. I just want to show President Trump the type of man who's in charge of Okeechobee.
For by the sheriff's office?
Yes, sir.
So it's subject to public records request?
Yes,
okay. And then you texted her on August 20th, 2019, you sunbathing naked again? Why did you ask her that question?
Flirtatious text.
Like I said, this is old news. I just want to reveal everything clearly for President Trump. How does he feel about a sheriff sending sexual messages on his work-issued phone? Sheriff Stephen has been above the law his entire career, and the younger deputies have picked up his bad habits. Majority of them are undisciplined and look for any reason to escalate minor problems.
Hey, back the fuck up right now! You're gonna get sprayed! Get away! Back up! Back up! Everybody back up right now! Are y'all back up? Spray! Back up! Back up! Everybody! Hey, back up! Back up! Start spraying out here! I'm gonna spray everybody! Get the fuck out of here now! Let's go!
This didn't start with Warren's arrest. They've been bullying the public for decades. The citizens have no way to report the abuse because Okeechobee Internal Affairs is corrupt as well. I've already exposed it's ran by Sergeant Pickering, who intimidates the public when they attempt to file a complaint. I wonder how the president feels about the Sheriff's Department keeping the public from filing complaints.
Sergeant Pickering.
Sergeant Pickering, good morning.
Morning.
You're with Internal Affairs, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to file an official complaint on a couple officers, please.
All right. I need you to come up here and get some paperwork. What you got going on?
What paperwork are you speaking of?
Well, we have paperwork up here that we have people. It's called a citizen against an employee complaint affidavit.
I have one of those, and it has right at the in the middle of it by phone, and I would like to do it by phone because your office is more than 100 miles away from me. Are you prepared to take my complaint, sir?
Yep, give me just a minute.
All right. All right.
So you're 100 miles from here? Where are you at?
I said more than 100.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right. Who's the complainant against?
Couple officers. Officer 696, I think it's Canarak, how you pronounce that? And
yeah, it is.
Okay. Was that correct, Canarak?
I think that's how you say it, yes, sir.
All right. 588 Solante.
Okay.
734 Coon Fair. Your Sergeant Ellis, 290.
Okay.
That's the officers. That's your deputy sheriff. Deputy sheriffs.
Huh?
I said deputy sheriffs. I'm sorry, not officers. Deputy sheriffs.
And what's your name?
Warren Sapp.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
We ready?
No, I've got who you are. Our lawyers will be in touch with you.
I don't understand what you're talking about. This is a citizen making a complaint or officers.
That's right.
Hold on. Can I finish with what I'm asking, and then you can go ahead?
Excuse me, sir. I already know about your complaint. I already know about everything that went on. When did I
file my official complaint? When did I file my official complaint, sir? Are you kidding me? You hang up the phone?
Once again, this is old news for my supporters. I just think it's important for this to be presented to President Trump. The citizens of Okeechobee have no way of reporting their issues with the Sheriff's Department. And I haven't even mentioned how impossible they make it to obtain public records. The Records Department is ran by Eric Jackson, who works with Sheriff Stephen to cover for Okeechobee deputies.
Good morning, Eric speaking. How may I help you? What's that? Do you have that case number by chance? Should be on the front.
I got you. Relax. 24 S as in Sam. The actual radio communications of them calling into their radios is nowhere in my thing, and I asked for that too.
For the radio transmission?
Yeah, like when you guys call, I need backup, I need this. There's a radio transmission, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's recorded, correct?
Yes, sir.
I asked for those, and I didn't get those. That's what I was saying.
Okay. I don't see that in your request, but I can always add it to it.
How about this, Eric? Every time I've made these requests, I have them recorded because I did them at your office. I did it that day when Andrea was there, and she typed it up and sent you an email, allegedly, she says. I mean, I have it recorded. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. For some reason, every time I go there and I ask for something, it's not written down properly, not recorded properly, and then I get, oh, you didn't ask for that. And I have a recording of me asking it for it. That's what I was doing this morning. I said, you know what, let me just go over everything because, you know, now I got a clear mind, the emotions is out of it. Now we can get to the facts and the nitty-gritty of what we're talking about. Because she was telling me about going to the portal, and I said, no, I would like it physically, and I'll come back to get it. That was on the 15th of March.
That's when you requested it?
Yeah. And that's when she said she'll send you the request over to you because you wasn't in that day when I came to pick up the body-worn cameras and my first public record request. That was ready. First spoke to you on the 11th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember that one? And we was counting the days from the time that, from my arrest that I gave the public record request. He waited 2 days, and then you didn't start it until Wednesday on the 28th. All of that. You see what I'm saying? So I went back through my footage so I can see what I do have, what I don't have. And I don't have that from her. You don't see that email that she sent you?
No, I do. I do see it.
Oh. You missed that one?
Yes, sir. I mean, you requested...
No. These are your emails. And you're the records guy, so I would like that, because that's something I went back over and I didn't have, and I've been waiting on it for quite a while. So that's why all I'm doing, just getting my ducks in a row. So when I have this conversation with somebody else or whoever else, or I need to work it down, and I need to make a public record request now because I don't have any. Right? I canceled that one, so I'm clear now on public records.
Correct.
All right. So I would like the lobby video footage from March the 15th from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. I would also like the lobby footage from February the 24th on the jail side when I was arrested from 4:50 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Okay. And then I'll also include the radio transmissions in the same one.
Well, that should have been a whole nother public record on another time. That was in March, correct?
Yeah, and then you had canceled that one. So
well, it wasn't on there. As we went down the itemized list, did you remember seeing it on there?
As far as it being provided, no.
Or that it was on the list as a request that I asked for it.
Like I said, Eric Jackson makes it impossible for citizens to access public records. He gaslights people into thinking they never filed their request to begin with. All of the corruption in Okeechobee stems from Sheriff Stephen himself. I said earlier that his bad habits have rubbed off on all the younger deputies. They see he's above the law and think they can act the same way.
When the sheriff hat goes on and the flirting guy hat comes off, there's a distinct difference, Counselor.
We all know he still hasn't taken accountability over any of his actions throughout his career.
The question is, you're the sheriff, right? And you have a deputy underneath you that you assign to this case at some point.
Okay.
Okay. That deputy has a duty and obligation to look at all the evidence.
Correct.
So I'm asking you, as the sheriff, looking at this evidence, does it cause you any concern?
I'm not prepared, once again, to give you my opinion hastily while we sit here today you know, in this badgering that I'm receiving, sir.
Okay.
So if you got a complaint against the case officer, then there's a step and a process to do so. And it will be evaluated at that point, if you let me finish, sir, out of respect.
We're in the middle of a lawsuit against your office.
I understand, but I am speaking, and there is respect to be had here, Counselor.
Go ahead. Say whatever you want to say.
I'm done.
As you can see, he becomes very defensive when confronted. Like I explained earlier, his arrogant mindset has trickled down directly to the younger deputies. They are short-tempered and become very defensive when proven wrong.
Hey, back the fuck up right now! You're gonna get sprayed! Get away! Back up! Back up! Everybody back up right now! Are y'all back up? Spray! Back up! Back up! Everybody! Hey, back up! Back up! Start spraying out of here! I'm gonna spray everybody! Get the fuck out of here now! Let's go! Get out of here!
You guys let me know how you feel about this in the comments. How do you feel about President Trump closing the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database? Most of my core supporters have already seen the proof presented to him today. If you've been keeping up with this series, then you know I only showed him a small fraction of everything. Once again, if you're from Okeechobee and you want to share your personal experiences of police corruption, email me here. I'm also still starting the group chat for Florida residents, and we'll have the information for y'all to join next episode. Everyone will be able to share their personal experiences here, and I can review them all in one place. Also, make sure to follow me on TikTok and X as well. I just posted 2 new videos on both platforms, and they're available for y'all to watch now. Last week, I announced the launch of my new platform, and I can't wait to get started on that with y'all. The channel will consist of hour-long episodes where I spend more time breaking down actual police records. There will also be a weekly blog on my website where I provide new updates. With that being said, I'm still looking to hire a graphic designer, editor for both of my brands. Email me here with examples of your work, with additional information about yourself. I prefer someone who is younger and still in school. There will be plenty of work to keep you busy every week. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for me. Also, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any news or updates. I've got daily news and updates coming every day for you guys. I really appreciate your support to the channel. I genuinely put my all into my platform, and am very grateful for my loyal group of supporters. Like I always say, S3 is a platform for the people, and everything I post comes directly from y'all.
The whole thing is on video, if you'd like to look at it. He did not obstruct. He was having a conversation. Your deputies, rightfully so.
Handling business.
Separate deputies. That's the thing. That's the thing. Your guy isn't wrong justifiably. He understands that it was a lot of commotion, but the gentleman, all he was trying to do was communicate while, they were talking at different times. That's all that is. He shouldn't be detained. We have it on video. We can show it to you. He's not, justifiably understand his concern, but, he didn't really obstruct.
No, he's gone.
He's gone?
He's gone. He's already on the way to jail.
We can hit the clear out of this parking lot right now. No, I understand, but this is not right. We're all witnesses. This is not right. Look up Okeechobee County Jail.
Northwest 4th Street?
Yep. It's just down the road.
Yep. Let's go.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. You guys badass though. Oh man. Yeah, well, we heard about you guys coming from Martin County. Like wait, a whole bunch of sport cards? No way.
Do it for charity.
Yeah? Really?
Do it for charity.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys.
Hey, there's been sound right there.
That's been what? Who?
Good job.
Who the hell is that? I don't care, man. I understand about everything. Hey. FYI, they're most likely heading to the sheriff's office parking lot. FYI. Hey. FYI, they're most likely heading to a sheriff's office parking lot.
Yeah, they're gonna stay right there.
7-4 Joey.
They're gonna be waiting over there for him. Get a bond.
No, they're going to see
Just for 43, a lot of them are going to be heading to the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office since one of them was arrested.
He goes, oh, you were doing double the speed limit. So the guy in the Portuguese cloud was 63. So one's like, that's not double the speed limit. And that guy went crazy after that. The speed limit was 35. So you just asked and the guy went ballistic. Yeah. What the hell?
I got you.
No, it's
hey, listen,
you guys all have it, all the evidence.
Hey, you'll go to court.
Don't worry about it. What about today right now? The whole thing is fucked up. That's what we said. You gave us a couple hours.
You guys are going to get him on in no time, man.
Exactly.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Faster the paperwork gets done, faster you can get out.
So can we go over there? Yes.
Well, it's a
I would
public.
recommend all the cars.
Yeah, because it's a very small town. It's not for one and everybody for one. You know?
That's up to you guys, man. Hey.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Yeah. No, but we're not going to be able to together. So it's a real small parking lot. I understand you're justifying getting the best on. We don't want to have nobody. We don't want to have nobody. Listen, we're trying to. We see them on the streets. Yes. We feed homeless people in the street. So the homeless, less fortunate turkeys.
Where's your car?
Okay. They had to back out.
Yes. But that's not a reason to just lock someone up because he said that he said it.
Oh, Black Ferrari, not 28. Hey, nice car, guys.
No problem. He didn't say his name, so he's under arrest. He didn't say his name. He was a passenger in my car. He was walking over there with their tickets to the other guy. And he said, all the name of fucking. It's crazy. And he said, oh, you're detained. Now you're arrested. She didn't say your name. No, he was, yes, the guy in the Porsche got a ticket. The big black guy I arrested was my passenger. She didn't say his name. That's his name. No, you're not. We're cowboy decided to arrest him. No, we can't do it. And you know what's funny? We pulled in there. I saw that cowboy hat on.
Hey, you said cowboy hat?
Yes.